As James Bond famously once said, "You are beautiful." I don't think you were expecting a James Bond reference in a JRPG video, but here we are. So yes, I've been thinking about beautiful JRPGs, whether that's the graphical design or whether it's the accompanying music to that game. So today, I wanted to look at 9 JRPGs that are beautiful. But before we get cracking on with the list, hello! John aka Chicken Fillets here. If you like JRPGs, beautiful JRPGs, and a wee Scottish guy talk about, well, please consider subscribing to the channel. Now, of course, this is just a snapshot of some JRPGs out there which I find beautiful. Now, there will be some obvious JRPGs that are missing from this list, so I want you to let me know in the comments down below what JRPGs you think are beautiful. With this all in mind, let's start off with the list. Now we're going to crack on with Persona 5. Now Persona 5 originally releasing on the PlayStation 3 and 4 and then getting further ports to PlayStation 5, Switch, PC and Xbox. Now this JRPG is absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous! With its cel-shaded graphics, its accompanying music with that jazzy upbeat feel, but also, which stands out with this Atlas JRPG, look at those menu screens. Everything about Persona 5 Royal, Persona 5 in general, just oozes style and panache. I didn't expect to say that in this video, but again, here we are. I loved my time with Persona 5, it is such a fantastic game. The story with the Phantom Thieves, with some mature content in there, the turn-based combat is fantastic as well, like you would expect with any Persona game, with the use of personas to help defeat the enemy. Persona is such a great game with this, and it's still at the forefront of JRPG players' minds, considering this game came out a fair amount of time ago. The thing is with this as well, cel-shaded graphics, I've said in plenty of videos before this, always stand the test of time, and this is it. Now, Atlas really excel themselves when it comes to their designs, because, and I'm talking about the menu screens, because if you look from Persona 5 onwards with the likes of Persona 3 Reload, which has some glorious menu screens as well, from what I've seen as well, because I'll put my hands up, I've not played Metaphor ReFantasio, is that also follows that same design aesthetic. I cannot wait to play that game, by the way. But yes, Persona 5. Do you agree with this game? Do you think it's beautiful? Let me know in the comments down below.
I should write something.
Now, next up is a remake of a remake, I think. It's Star Ocean's second story R. So this is the second title within the Star Ocean series. Originally out on the PlayStation, it got a further remake / remaster on the PSP. And then we got this version on the PlayStation, the Nintendo Switch and PC. So in this we follow a dual protagonist story with Claude and Reina, and this is such a gorgeous, absolutely beautiful remake. Now this has basically kept all the sprite work from the original games, or the original remaster. It's kind of hard to tell with this one, but what they have done with the backgrounds is just fantastic. Now, it has to be said, when I played this, I got a review copy from Square Enix. Now, what impressed me from the outset was just how gorgeous it looked on that small screen, and then I saw it on the bigger screen and could not believe what I was seeing. It is such a night and day difference when you compare the older versions to this.
Nighttime, daytime, nighttime, daytime!
What are you doing?
Having a game in nighttime, daytime. You want to play?
No, you're right, I got an Xbox.
I mean, I remember going onto the world map and just could not believe my eyes. The fast, frantic combat as well was just amazing. Now also with this as well, the music also got revamped, and I am a stickler when it comes to music. I absolutely love it. And this remaster of the soundtrack, or remake, again, I'm getting confused with this, but you know what I'm trying to say? The new orchestrated music is fantastic. Now, Gem Studios, who did this remake of Star Ocean Second Story, I really want to see them take on more projects for Square Enix, or in general any other JRPG company looking to revamp their older games. I did a video back on this subject a good while ago where I mentioned, should Gem Drops do the likes of a Xenogears remake, in this sort of style? I think now that would be beautiful. So moving away from a sci-fi setting to a more fantasy-based JRPG, and we're looking at Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age. Now, when I think of Dragon Quest, this is the game that comes to mind. This is what I think is the embodiment of Dragon Quest. Now, again, I'll put my hands up that Dragon Quest XI is my first Dragon Quest game that I ever played. So this one I've got a slight bias towards. Now we follow our protagonist, the Luminary, in their adventures in this game with turn-based combat. Now, when I meant that this is the embodiment of Dragon Quest, I mean it really is. From the iconic character designs from all the Dragon Quest games in 3D form here, from its colourful palette when it comes to the design of the game, the locations, the music, everything with this title stands out. Now, not only did we get the 3D version of this game, if this isn't your cup of tea,
and what do you say to a cup?
Shake off, cup!
Then Dragon Quest XI S has the 2D version of this as a classic JRPG similar to the older Dragon Quest titles. Honestly, I don't speak a lot about Dragon Quest. I really enjoy my time with it, and it is one that I'm really due to replay again. Whether that's playing it on the Nintendo Switch where I have my copy, or should I maybe go and pick this up for my Steam Deck, I think it's time to replay this one, don't you? What's your thoughts on Dragon Quest XI? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, all the games listed so far have been released. Now, at the time of recording, this next entry is due out in September of 2025, but I'm including it because there is a demo was just released yesterday at the time of recording, and it is Trails in the Sky First Chapter. Now, this is a full-on remake of the first Trails game, Trails in the Sky, where we're following Estelle and Joshua in their story of becoming bracers. Now, this looks gorgeous. Falcom, let's be quite honest. Okay, I'm going to probably shoot myself here, but here we go. I have to admit, as much as I love the Trails games, they were lacking in the graphics department compared to many modern JRPG titles. Not that I have any issue with it, okay? I'm just doing comparisons, okay? Oh, this is a dangerous field to be in, but listen. I remember playing the likes of Cold Steel 1 and Cold Steel 2, and then seeing the visual upgrade to Cold Steel 3 and 4, and then it just keeps on getting better and better every time Falcom release new games. But this looks to be the pinnacle when it comes to Falcom games. Everything about this is just oozing, once again, style and panache. I can't believe I've used that twice. You've got to admit that this just looks gorgeous. The animation, the smoothness of the movements. If you think that this one's gorgeous, there is a demo available, like I mentioned previous. Get that downloaded and see what you think of this title. It might push you towards picking it up in September of 2025. Now, going back to games which have previously been released, is a utterly beautiful title, and I mean this because the cel-shaded graphics are amazing. It's Granblue Fantasy Relink. Now in this action JRPG from Cygames where we are following our characters through these sky islands, this one, like I said, is beautiful in every single way. Now what is so impressive with Granblue Fantasy with its cel-shaded graphics, the artist that does all the artwork for this, Hideo Minaba, when you look at the art pieces that I've done for this, it literally looks like they've taken that painting, made it 3D and put it into a game. The artwork is absolutely flawless. It is like taking a painting and just making it into a game. Even walking through the sky islands or going up against giant beasts, etc., it is breathtaking. Also with this as well, the set pieces against the giant bosses, dragons, etc. It's fantastic. Now, if you've not played this one as well, it's got a shorter story compared to most JRPGs, but there is a lot of post-game content afterwards. Plus as well, if you want to play with a friend, this has got a multiplayer aspect to it. Honestly, Granblue Fantasy Relink is a treat for the eyes. Yeah, that was a weird saying, was it? Now, moving on from cel-shaded graphics, we're going to talk about some pixel graphics. And one of my favourite pixel RPGs is Crosscode. Now, this action JRPG from Radical Fish, we follow our protagonist Leah, who has got amnesia and cannot speak a word, and they're looking to try and find out why their memories are gone and trying to get their voice back, with more to come. Now this has got fast-paced combat as well. It's so fun. So out of all the pixel RPGs which are out there, the indie titles, etc., why is this my favourite? There's something about this game which is magical, whether it's from going to the different biomes within this world, from the character illustrations, especially when you see the pictures come up when they're talking and seeing those different expressions on their face, from other points in the game where the likes of Leah is breaking down in sorrow or in happiness, where for example, getting hugs off of different characters, just those little extra touches is fantastic. The Crosscode's really stuck with me. I have played various other pixel art games, but for some reason, Crosscode always comes to the forefront. Now, I mean, come on, look at this. You've got Leah dancing to one of my band's tracks, you know, shameless plug. And from Crosscode, you know, I'm looking forward to the next release from Radical Fish, which is called Alabaster Dawn, which seems to be building upon the success from Crosscode. Now, obviously, if you have played Crosscode, let me know what your thoughts are on this title. Now, with this next entry, I feel that this one's probably going to be, I don't want to say controversial, but we'll say controversial pick out of this list, because I can just imagine people saying, no, this game is mid, this does not look beautiful, blah, 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 but I'm going to explain why. It's I Am Setsuna. Now, this was the first title which was released as a part of the Tokyo RPG Factory game development team. And in this title, we're following a character known as Setsuna, who is looking to sacrifice himself for the greater good of the world and to bring calm and peace. Now, this I feel is beautiful because of the setting and the atmosphere which is brought about with the music. What I find fantastic and breathtaking with this is the snowy backdrop. This world is just covered in snow, and when you're going around this world, you're accompanied by piano music. Whether it's just the world theme or whether it's the battle theme, it just follows it gracefully. Now, Tokyo RPG Factory, their aim was to recreate games, JRPG Golden Age era games, the likes of ones that you would see on the SNES and the PS1. And in full honesty, I feel that they hit this out the park first time. I don't know what it is, but there's just something special about it. I love this title. I just think this story is heart-wrenching as well. Just everything about this title. It's one that I should speak more about. I really just love I Am Setsuna, but what I want to know is this a bit of a controversial choice compared to the other choices on this list? You know what to do by now when I'm asking a question. So moving on from golden era JRPGs, we're looking at a modern remake because everything has been cel shaded so far or pixelated. So let's go a bit more hyper realistic and let's talk about, yes, it's a chicken fillets video by the way, so you know what's coming next. Yes, it's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Now,
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
this is a absolutely gorgeous game in my opinion. Now, let's be quite frank. I know that this is an Unreal Engine 4 game. Yes, I know that there is pop-in which happens throughout the game. Yes, I know this. But I'm looking at this from a different perspective. In general, you could look at this and go, this is a fancy looking game, but it's just any other sort of game. Now, okay, that might be the case, but in my eyes, where Final Fantasy VII was and is my all-time favourite game, the original PlayStation 1 title, imagine you're playing that title where you've got the polygon characters, etc., and you're moving it to this world that you imagined whilst you were a kid and all the way growing up, and having this fully realised world, going through the likes of Cam, going to the Golden Saucer, Nibelheim, Cosmo Canyon, and all these iconic locations with characters that I have grown to love even more, with the fantastic voice direction with this game, design choices, battle mechanics, which is just so much fun. Everything with this title is amazing. I am so far loving the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy thus far. I mean, we can see how the third one goes, but knowing me, I'll still absolutely love it. This is a title which I will never grow bored of. This is a title which I will always think is beautiful. And again, you could say this is kind of a controversial choice out of all the other games, but in my opinion, I think this is one of the most beautiful games released because of that world that I built up in my own head has just succeeded with this game. I felt it just nailed absolutely everything. So, with one Final Fantasy, we're going to end with another. Now this, you could say, was the end of the golden era JRPGs when it came to PlayStation 1. And it's Final Fantasy IX, the last of the golden age JRPGs for Final Fantasy on the PlayStation 1. And also Hironobu Sakaguchi's swan song for the series. Now, Final Fantasy IX was absolutely gorgeous when I played it on the PlayStation 1 originally, but recently I have replayed this title. But the newer re-releases of this title doesn't really spruce up that much. Maybe the character models are a push, but what you're seeing on the screen just now is how I imagined the game when I played it, how it looked like in my head when I originally played it on the PlayStation 1. And this is down to what's known as the Meguri mod. Now, the Meguri mod is a mod which you can add onto your PC, Steam Deck, etc. And what it does is it upscales all the pre-rendered backgrounds. Now, also there is rendering techniques which you can add onto your character models. Now, I have put on the Toon shader so it looks more cartoony, and this was, in my opinion, one of the definitive ways to play this title. I absolutely fell in love with this game once again, because I mean, come on, when I originally played it on the PlayStation 1, I loved it back then, but this just breathes new life into it. Just a little tweak here and there, and it makes such a massive difference. The pre-rendered backgrounds already look great, but this just tidies it all up and makes it into what I feel is a complete package, and it makes Final Fantasy IX, what was already a beautiful game, even more beautifuler. Is that even a word? Correct me if I'm wrong, but yes. I mean, Final Fantasy IX is an all-time classic. The story of Zidane, Garnet, Steiner, Vivi going up against Kuja, and everything like the likes of VB Struggles and also the music with this game, an all-time classic soundtrack, everything. Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm waffling. Let's put this video to an end. So there we are, 9 JRPGs that are beautiful. What were your opinions on these games? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you like what you're hearing and seeing on this channel, please help me grow it by liking, sharing and subscribing. And if you want to be kept up to date with everything Chicken Fillets, you know what to do. Hit that notification bell. This has been John, aka Chicken Fillets, and until next time, tatty bye.